Hi, friends. Hi. How are you doing tonight? No, like, how are you actually doing? I hope you're cozy. I genuinely do. I hope there's a blanket. I hope there's something warm to drink. I hope you're horizontal somewhere comfortable because you're going to want to be comfortable for this one. So, my name is Remy, and this is Midnight Monologue. This is where I boot up Hollow Knight because for some reason this game makes my brain calm down even though I'm still embarrassingly not very good at all. It's fine. I've accepted it. We don't talk about it. And then I just talk to you about the stuff that's been living in my noggin, the things I find at 3 in the morning and then cannot stop turning over in my brain. The stories, the theories, the things that make me put my phone face down and just stare at the ceiling going, wait, tonight is one of those ones. And okay, I want to be upfront with you before we get into anything. I need to say this clearly from the start. I don't know what's true. I really don't. I'm not a journalist. I'm not law enforcement. I don't have access to anything that you don't have access to. I'm just a person who goes down rabbit holes at weird hours and then tells you about it. But here's the thing. The patterns I'm about to show you, they exist. I didn't make them up. The numbers are real, the lyrics are real, the tweet is real. And I've been sitting with all of this for weeks now, just turning it over, and I don't know, you guys. I genuinely don't know, so I figured I'd show it to you and we can not know together. Here's what we're doing tonight. 3 deaths. 3 of the biggest names in music history. All gone too young. All on the same day of their respective months. A power structure at the very top of Hollywood that most people just don't look at directly, and a rapper who is currently signed to a label right at the center of all of this, who has apparently been hiding coded messages in his music about it for over a decade. And it's one specific tweet that when you read the first letter of every word spells something that's going to make you feel a thing. Let's go. So before we get to the deaths, and we will get there. I promise, don't worry, I need to set something up first. Because this is one of those theories where if I just jump straight to the scary part, it doesn't land the same way. You need the context first, you need to understand the world we're operating in, so just stay with me for a second. Think about Hollywood, and I don't mean the Hollywood you see on TV, not the award shows, not the red carpets, not the speeches where everybody's crying and thanking God and thanking their team and thanking their stylist, the Hollywood underneath that. The structure, the hierarchy, the thing that runs quietly in the background while we all watch the show. And this is going to sound, bear with me, but you know how in Hollow Knight you think you're just exploring one world? It looks complete from where you're standing. But the deeper you go, the more you realize there are whole systems running underneath. Power structures that have been there way before you arrived. Things operating from below that you'd never know about unless you went looking. Hollywood is like that. And at the very top of the structure that a lot of people have been pointing at lately, 3 names. Now, most people see those 3 names and go, okay, successful artists, icons, legends, and maybe that's it. Maybe that's genuinely all there is to it. Maybe. But here's the thing that first made me go, hold on, go watch any major award show from the last 20 years, right? Any VMAs, any Grammys, any of them. And just watch what happens when the biggest female artist in the world wins something. Lady Gaga thanked Beyoncé. Adele thanked Beyoncé. Miley Cyrus thanked Beyoncé. Britney Spears thanked Beyoncé. Lizzo thanked Beyoncé. And okay, look, my first instinct was, well, Beyoncé is objectively one of the greatest artists of all time. Like, that's not a theory, that's just a fact. So maybe it's just respect, maybe it's just admiration. But then I started really sitting with it and I was like, wait, she didn't write their songs, she didn't produce their records, she didn't sign them or manage them or mentor them in any documented capacity. So why does every major female artist feel compelled to publicly thank her every single time without fail? Is it admiration or is it something closer to obligation? Because some people say it's not optional, you guys, that there's an unspoken rule in Hollywood. Say, you thank Beyoncé, or there are consequences. And I know how that sounds, but I'm about to show you what those consequences might actually look like. So just stay with me.
Numbers, and I know numbers can be made to mean anything if you're trying hard enough. I've seen people connect anything to anything with the right math. So I want you to hold your skepticism. Just let me put it all out and then you tell me what you think. Gameplay, the knight studying the runes carefully. Jay-Z is obsessed with the number 4, like obsessed, you guys. He named an entire album 444, which, okay, fine, artists name albums after numbers, whatever. But then his wife Beyonce, born September 4th, Jay-Z, born November 4th, and Diddy, born November 4th, all three of them, born on the 4th. And I sat with that and I was like, okay, that's probably just a coincidence. 3 people out of 31 possible days. It's not that deep, Remy. But then I started reading about numerology, and the number 4 in numerology, it represents law, order, structure, power.
And these three people together control some of the most significant record labels, publishing rights, and industry relationships that have ever existed in music, all born on the 4th. And Jay-Z didn't just name one album, 444. 444 signal, a calling card for people who know what it means, 4-4, all three of them. Okay, I have to move on before I spiral into the numerology hole for the next 40 minutes because we haven't even gotten to the actually unhinged part yet, and I need to pace myself. Stay with me. It gets worse. I mean better. Okay, here we go. And I want to stop for a second before I get into this, because these are real people. Aaliyah had a family, friends, people whose lives were changed completely when she died. Left Eye was a real person. Michael Jackson was a real person. And whatever the truth is or isn't, the grief around them is real. So I just want to be careful here. I don't want to be flippant about it. I want to tell this right. So, late 90s, early 2000s, Beyonce is on the rise. Destiny's Child is everywhere. She is on her way, but she hasn't yet made that jump to solo superstar. Not quite yet. And at that exact moment, there is another woman in music who is on a trajectory to become something enormous. Her name was Aaliyah. And okay, if you were there, you were paying attention to music in that era, you know what Aaliyah was. She wasn't just talented, you guys. She was on another level entirely. R&B royalty. She'd just done the Romeo Must Die soundtrack. She was in Queen of the Damned. She had a fashion partnership with Tommy Hilfiger. She was everywhere. She was building. The people around her at the time were saying she was about to have her biggest era yet. And then Aaliyah died in a plane crash in the Bahamas. She was 22 years old. 22, okay. Around the same time, there was another artist in a very similar position, Lisa Lopes. Left Eye. 1/3 of TLC. One of the most distinctive voices and personalities in all of music, you guys. She was expanding. She had solo projects in the works. She was doing documentary filming in Honduras. She was in the middle of a whole new chapter. And then Left Eye died in a car crash in Honduras. She was 30. And okay, this part, what gets me. In the days before she died, Left Eye had been filming herself almost constantly. She had cameras running all the time. And on those tapes, she had been talking about feeling like something dark was following her. Like there was an energy around her she couldn't shake, like she could feel something coming. She filmed herself saying things that, looking back, sound like she knew. Go find those tapes, you guys. I'm not going to put words in her mouth because I think you should watch them yourself and form your own feeling about it, but go watch them. And then, Michael Jackson. Now, Michael's situation is a little different from the other two because by the time he died, he wasn't ascending. He was already there. He'd been at the absolute top of the entire industry for decades. But here's the thing. Michael Jackson was doing something that made him genuinely dangerous to certain people in power, and it wasn't a comeback tour. He was talking, he was giving interviews, he was naming names. Okay, so he went on record and called out a man named Tommy Mottola, the head of Sony Music at the time. And he didn't just say, oh, I have some creative differences with my label. He held up a sign, you guys. He stood in front of cameras and he said, Tommy Mottola is a devil. He is dangerous. Artists need to be protected from him. He was pulling back the curtain loudly, publicly, in a way that nobody at that level had ever done before. Tommy Mottola, by the way, and we'll come back to this, sits at the very top of this pyramid, above Diddy, above Jay-Z, above Beyonce, allegedly. Michael was essentially pointing at the man running the whole machine. And then Michael Jackson died. He was 50. Okay, so 3 different months, 3 different stories the world was told, 3 different causes of death, same number, the 25th. And when you start asking the question of who benefits, Aaliyah gone. Beyonce's path to becoming the undisputed queen of R&B was clear. Left Eye gone. TLC never reached the ceiling they were heading for. Michael Jackson gone. The most powerful voice speaking out against the machine silenced. Now, I need to say this clearly, you guys. I'm not sitting here telling you these were definitely not accidents. I don't know that. I genuinely don't. I don't have evidence that contradicts any official record. What I'm saying is the pattern is there, and I don't know what to do with it. I don't know. I don't know. Oh no. Okay. I almost moved on without telling you the part that honestly might be the most important part of this whole thing, and I cannot believe I almost. Okay. Breathe, Remy, breathe. Here's the thing to notice a pattern in a bunch of deaths and go, that's strange. People find patterns everywhere. Humans are literally wired to find patterns that on its own isn't enough. But what if one of the most respected rappers alive, someone who is currently signed to a label connected to all of this, has been leaving coded messages about it in his music for years, in plain sight, and almost nobody caught it? His name is J. Cole. Guys, and the song is called She Knows. Now, on the surface, She Knows is a breakup song. A melancholy, beautiful, very J. Cole song about a woman who knows something is wrong. And for years, that is how everybody heard it, including me, including most people, but then someone started really listening. And when you hear it knowing everything we just talked about, the whole song becomes something else. In the song, J. Cole says, "Rip, Aaliyah, rip left eye, Michael Jackson, I'll see you just as soon as I die." Read that again? He's not just paying tribute to three dead artists, he is grouping them together deliberately, the exact same three names, in one breath. Now, okay, I need you to think about this with me. There are so many artists who died too young. Tupac, Biggie, Whitney, Prince, Amy Winehouse. The list is genuinely heartbreaking. So why does J. Cole specifically choose Aaliyah, Left Eye, and Michael Jackson to group together in a single lyric? J. Cole, why those three? Why together? Unless he knows something connects them. Something the rest of us weren't supposed to figure out, but it gets weirder. Later in the song, he references something called apple pie, and I heard that the first time and I was like, okay, random food, whatever, moving on. But apple pie is not random. Apple Pie is a song featuring Beyonce. He is pointing directly at her, hidden just enough that most people let it slide right past them without noticing. And then, okay, this is the part, you guys. This is the part. The chorus of She Knows samples one of the most recognizable songs on the planet. Beyonce, Single Ladies, and what J. Cole sings over that sample, over Beyonce's own voice. I can't be what you want from me. J. Cole singing those words over Beyonce's voice on a song that references the deaths of three artists connected by the same date, on a song that references a Destiny's Child track by name. What is he actually saying? I know what you did. I know who you are. I know what this industry really is underneath all of it, and I will not be what you want from me. And J. Cole. J. Cole is signed to Rock Nation, Jay-Z's label, the man at the center of all of this. J. Cole is literally inside the house. He has proximity, he has access, he knows where things are, and he has apparently been leaving breadcrumbs for years for anyone paying close enough attention. And here's what I cannot stop thinking about. J. Cole's career has never been derailed. He's never been mysteriously canceled. He's still here, still releasing music, still respected, still signed, which means either he hid it well enough that nobody noticed or somebody on the inside wants this information circulating. J. Cole, babe, I have questions. So many questions, okay? So while I try not to get absolutely destroyed by whatever is about to happen in this section, let me tell you about what happens when the rule doesn't get followed. Because so far, right, everything has been pattern-based. Circumstantial. Numbers and lyrics and theories. You could look at all of this and go, interesting, but maybe it's nothing. Maybe Remy has just had too much tea and not enough sleep. Fair. Valid. I hear you. But this next part has a receipt. There's a singer named Ciara. And okay, I want to be really specific here. I'm talking about 2006 Ciara. #1 on radio. Back-to-back hits. The kind of momentum that people in the industry were calling generational. She had everything, the voice, the presence, the movement. Her trajectory was going straight up, and then something very strange happened. In 2016, a tweet appeared on Ciara's account, and it looked completely nonsensical, like total gibberish. Maybe her account got hacked and someone just pressed random keys. It said something along the lines of, "Baby everything your own nice cat eats, period. Kangaroo is dead. Nowhere and purple penguins every day. My egg." And people saw it and were like, what? What is this? But then someone took the first letter of every single word. Beyoncekiddnapedme. Beyonce kidnapped me. I know that sounds. And I'm going to be fair, maybe someone reverse engineered that. Maybe a person with too much time made a random tweet spell something after the fact. I don't know, but go look at it yourself. People have gone through it letter by letter. It spells it, and here's what makes it harder to dismiss entirely. After that period, Ciara's career essentially stalled. Radio stopped playing her. Bookings dried up. The momentum just stopped, like a switch went off. And in an interview, Beyonce was once asked about Ciara, whether she'd want to sit down with her sometime. Beyonce's response, I don't think I'd like her interview. She's never done an interview. I don't think I'd really want her to. She's never done an interview. Beyonce just casually says she wouldn't want to sit with her. Beyonce, what do you know about Ciara? What happened? What did she do or not do? Because the theory that say is that Beyonce sends flowers to artists, not as a congratulation, as a reminder that she knows where you live. Ciara, babe, I'm so sorry. Whatever happened, I'm so sorry. Okay, I want to do something now. I want to take a moment that you think you completely understand, a moment that has been argued about and memed for 15 years, and I want to show you what it might have actually been. Taylor Swift wins Video of the Year for You Belong With Me. She's at the podium, she's about to give her speech. Kanye West jumps on stage, takes the microphone, and says Beyonce had one of the greatest videos of all time. The entire world turns on Kanye within hours. He's the villain, the narcissist, the guy who ruined a young woman's moment. That's the story everyone knows. That's the story we were all handed. But here's a different version of that night. What if Kanye West just saved Taylor Swift? Stay with me. Taylor Swift was not planning to thank Beyonce in her speech. She had it prepared. She knew what she was going to say. Beyonce's name was not in it. Beyonce's Single Ladies video was nominated in the same category. It lost. If the unspoken rule is you thank Beyonce or there are consequences, what was waiting for Taylor Swift the second she walked off that stage without saying the name? And then Kanye jumps up in the messiest, most publicly criticizable way possible and makes absolutely sure that Beyonce's name is in every single headline the next morning. The tribute got paid even if Taylor wasn't going to pay it. Kanye, was that intentional? The media painted him a villain within hours. And here's the question I keep coming back to. Who controls the media? And then think about what Kanye has done in the years since that night. The breakdowns, the erratic behavior, the statements that get him immediately dismissed. The things he says that make people go, oh, he's just unwell, he's unstable. He's what if that's a man who knows too much guys and has made himself just controversial enough, just unstable enough in the public eye that nothing he says can ever be taken seriously because a man nobody believes can say whatever he wants. And maybe that's been the point all along. I don't know. I genuinely don't know, but I think about it, Kanye. Babe, I think about it. Okay, let me bring this home. 3 artists. 3 months. The same day, a number that connects 3 of the most powerful people music has ever seen, all born on the 4th. A rapper who is literally inside the house, signed to the label at the center of all of this, who has apparently been hiding coded messages in his music for years saying, I see what's happening here and I won't be what you want me to be. A tweet that spells something nobody was supposed to read. A career that stalled the moment the unspoken rule apparently wasn't followed. And a moment at an award show that the whole world watched and almost everyone misunderstood. And I want to say this clearly before I go, because I actually mean it. I don't know what's true. I don't know. I don't know. I genuinely, truly don't know. I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm showing you what I found and what I can't stop thinking about, and I'm trusting you to form your own view. But the pattern is there, the numbers are there, the lyrics are there, the tweet is there. And the question that has been living in my noggin for weeks is this. If J. Cole figured all of this out and J. Cole is still on Rock Nation and J. Cole is still here, does that mean he hid it well enough that nobody noticed? Or does someone want this information out in the world? The night turns back, takes one step toward the light, and if someone wants it out there, who and why now? I don't have that answer. Not tonight. But I'll keep looking. That's kind of the whole thing with me. Thank you so much for spending tonight with me, you guys. Genuinely. If you made it all the way here, you are exactly who this channel is for. Come find me in the comments. Tell me if you still think it's a coincidence after all of that. Tell me what I missed. Tell me I'm wrong. I actually love a good counter argument. I mean that, I'm Remy. This is Midnight Monologue. I'll see you in the dark.